What's up on this Wednesday, March 4th edition of the podcast, Second Cup of Sunrise. You and I were solo this morning.
Yes.
Ron made it to work, but was not feeling great, so she went home. And I thought about a conversation I had with her yesterday, because she's all about warm temps. And by that, I mean
likes the warm.
hot. Like, she's like 75, 80. She was saying 70s, that's when she loses the coat. And I said yesterday, I was like, I'm about to do shorts. I wore shorts last Thursday.
That's wild.
I did. And I had shorts on yesterday. I was like, it feels great outside. And as I was doing that, getting ready to pick up the girls, I looked at my watch and the temp said like 30 something degrees.
Upper 30s.
Upper 30s, like 38.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this is wonderful.
Yeah, you
I
were
was
loving it.
I was pushing it as I'm staring at snow that's still not melted from my yard.
She spent quite a bit of time in Tel Aviv, which is a very warm place.
Yes, and she did. And she is all about having
So she likes the heat.
the warm stuff, having that on. But I thought that was
Yeah.
interesting, and hope she's back tomorrow. We have a lot to get into on the podcast this morning. I want to start with cell phone bills. If you're lucky, you may work for an employer that has some sort of agreement with the likes of AT&T, Verizon, so-and-so, where you can get an employee discount.
Yeah.
And I realized finally when at 36 years old, I got off of my dad's cell phone plan in recent months, that I need to double check if we have anything here at work. We do. And my carrier, and I've said this before when I made the switch from AT&T to Verizon. So I said, I've got some time at work. This was after the noon show yesterday. And I said, let me chat with an AI bot. So I said, let me start the process to see how I can apply for the discount. So I go through all the prompts, and their AI was not helpful at all. It was giving me categories and links to, and I finally said, speak to a representative. And it was like, okay, about what? And I said, don't worry about it. That's what I typed. I was like, I just want to speak to a rep. And so I finally got Jay from Verizon, and I started the conversation. I'm like, and I was logged into my account, so I felt safe on that page. And I was like, and here's what I'm doing. It's Nexstar Media Group, blah, blah, blah. What do I need to do? It says, I'm going to send you a link, a text.
Nice.
And so I opened it and I started feeling a little weird. I was like, am I happen to be getting scammed or anything?
Sure.
The links. And, but it was from the same notification of when it was saying a different computer logged into your account. So I thought it was legit. So I go in, do my Nexstar email, apply to this, and put it in. It was real quick. And it was like, here's your confirmation number. Discount will show up in 1 to 2 billing cycles. Could be up to 20%. Who knows? And I said, is this all I got to do? And Jay said, yes. But the weird thing with their responses was everything was with a smiley face. There was a lot of it. At the end of every sentence that he was saying to me.
That's a lot of smiles.
A lot of smiles. And as I was wrapping up the conversation, I was like, I'm done. That's it. And it said, before I go, did I happen to put a smile on your face during this conversation?
Yeah.
And I thought, this is weird.
That is strange.
And I was like, Jay, you're not real. I'm convinced
that was another AI?
that I thought it was another AI was trying to show some personality.
Yeah, that's strange.
So we'll see if we get the discount coming up. I took screen grabs of everything, and then I started worrying, like, am I getting played or hacked
So
or
you
something?
never talked to anybody on the phone?
Nope.
It was all just chatting.
All just chatting. And it was too many emojis. Too many emojis.
A lot of chatting.
And then I said, let me just check my bank accounts.
Sure. Yeah. Double check.
I never get feeling like that.
A lot of personal information going out there.
Everything seemed okay. And then I realized I don't think with my debit account that I have alerts for any time there's a transaction. Do you get text or notifications?
Oh yeah, for sure. Every single time one goes through, I want to get an email and a text.
I have that for my credit cards. I know that. And so I said, let me double check the checking account where the debit's going. And so I go in and I realize some of these aren't set. And so I went through and did everything for when direct deposit goes through, when a check goes out, blah, blah, blah. Anyone suspicious login. And I was like, email and text and notification. Send me everything. 3 and I'll delete it. Yeah. And then when I got to withdrawals, so like a debit charge, it said, you can sign up for these, but the minimum is $100. And I said, well, that's odd. Like, what if I get skimmed and the first charge is 80? And immediately there's like a 60, 40, 50, 90 charge. Like, I would have to log on and see. So I Googled that just to see if this was standard, because with the credit cards, it's like anything. 1 cent, you can set it and it's immediate. And I stumbled across a Reddit page it was someone with Bank of America saying $100 minimum. That seems odd. Yeah. And then people were just going off about it, and they're like, well, maybe they're trying to force you into using your credit card more. So you would have like the notification sooner. And I was like, I don't know if it's that standard for a lot of banks. So if you get a notifications for any amount.
Yeah, any amount. That's odd. $100.
I know. I was like, 100.
It costs them to send notifications, which it doesn't. It should not cost.
Yeah, because
they pay an amount for a service that runs their app, that the app doesn't charge them per push, which is what it is. It's a push that you send it out. It's an alert. I don't know of any company that would have to that gets charged per push. So that doesn't make any sense.
Even if you did, let's say I had 6 charges on my credit card one day versus 3 and 3. It's the same processing power, the same thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of annoying. And then everyone was like, well, you can just log onto your app and check your accounting statement.
Right.
Like, well, yes, but I need to know like immediately when I'm doing something. Yes. It's like 2 or 3 quick random charges, which happens.
Right. Or someone's trying to buy something because they got your card info.
Yeah.
Because everybody has your card info because it's just floating around on the internet like everything else is.
I know. And I've been through these issues before. People have too, like if you ever get skimmed or scammed somewhere online, sometimes it's like just small charges they'll do to see if it works.
Right.
To see if it goes through on something. And that's when it can get flagged. But so now I'm stuck just logging in.
$5, $10 here and there, and then the $100 one.
So it's $100 minimum. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna find another chatbot to talk about it. Right. Yeah,
that should be standard.
I know. Our golden apple this morning got us talking about phys ed and PE class at school because it was Coach Swan from Burger and Henrietta. Katrina had that nice story. That's on our website, and you were explaining. Because we did this for What's Up Rock. Did you enjoy phys ed, PE?
Yeah, for sure.
You did like
everything.
You're like an Olympian. It was every sport.
Yes. I remember every week was like a new unit, and all the units were covered from every single sport across the board. Baseball, handball. We did a lot of work in the pool from Brighton. So we did kayaking. We did swimming. You could sign up for scuba diving if you wanted. That was scuba diving. You had to like pay money though if you wanted to do that. That
was still an option. Wow.
It was an option. Yeah. And then water polo was a good one. Golf we did. And then pickleball. We learned pickleball in high school.
You were the first on the trend.
Yeah. How about that? This was, the late 90s. We were playing pickleball, and it was called pickleball. It was around then. And so, it was also, I loved it. It was so much fun. Always looked forward to it, playing random sports. And then, what was I going to say? Dodgeball we did. You guys did a little bit of dodgeball.
We did dodgeball. We did kickball. I think occasionally we did baseball outside, but so much that I just recall from elementary school in gym class was old gym, old school, and a lot of times we were just doing relay races, just running. Who was the fastest in class? It was the same people every single time. I remember my friend Donovan in elementary school. Forget his last name. He won every single time. Runaway.
Suicides.
Yeah. Those back and forth. And a lot of jump rope and hula hooping, which I was not good at.
Yeah. Hula hooping is very hard.
Yeah. And I cannot jump rope for anything. Can you?
No, I love jump rope. Yeah, I wrestled, so that's all we did. Jump rope.
Could not do it. So maybe that was just my experience. And then you started rattling off everything you did, and I was like, man, I need to be at 12 corners.
Floor hockey was a lot of fun. Set up a couple of goals and use some balls. And the games, I remember when we got in high school, they got intense. Mm-hmm. And it was, you're really going after each other because oftentimes it was like grades. It'd be like 10th grade versus 11th grade, 11th grade, juniors versus seniors. And it always got heated no matter what. So those were always pretty fun.
We did something called kill ball was the name. So what we did is like dodgeball, but you could find anything in the gym. Basketball, football. Saw softball there one time, tennis ball.
I don't know how that was possibly allowed by the teachers.
A medicine ball.
That's insane.
Anything.
Someone could get seriously hurt.
I know. They would line it up in the middle, half court, and you split up. So like 15 on 15, 10 on 10, whatever on each side. And someone says, go. And you run out, just like dodgeball, try to grab one and immediately start trying to hit the other people. Yeah. And just like dodgeball, you could run to half court, jump, sacrifice yourself, and try to hit somebody. And you'd be out. But that was... it's crazy. That was loud. Again, insane. The 90s.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did want to mention I went skiing with Mason yesterday.
Oh, again.
We did another round.
Twice in 3 days.
Yeah, I figured it was his second time out. So, just to keep that muscle memory going, rather than going once and then another time in 2 weeks where he'd just forget everything.
Or if it's next season when you get out.
Yeah, exactly. And we saw Rush Henrietta bus there already.
Ski.
So, yeah. So there is a ski club. So a lot of schools will, right when they let out at 2:30 or whatever, hop on a bus, throw your skis in there, and then go straight to the mountain.
Man.
So skiing is pretty popular in high school.
I grew up in the wrong place.
For a lot of these kids.
So
we're trying to make winter entertaining.
Yeah, you have to. Did they ride an electric bus?
It was not an electric bus.
I'm curious.
Diesel.
That will segue in here. A post came out from leaders at the Naples Central School District, and this is about the bus mandate. So what's coming is starting next year, districts in New York, all new buses have to be EV. And then by 2030, your whole fleet is supposed to be green. That's it.
Right.
There's a mandate going back to a law in 2022. And so they shared a community update. And just to summarize some of the points, they've got real concerns. They've said, and they listed out with function, cost, infrastructure challenges, and procedural questions. Function, they've said they found the performance of the buses diminishes significantly the further the temperature drops below freezing, and this winter's been a true test. They've had issues with heating the buses and charging off and on during the day, driving up operating costs. They simply do not see the same outcomes with EV buses on the coldest of days, and they can't operate one or both buses. They've got two due to range and heating issues. They said the cost, they had an EPA grant in 23, it was $390 grand. Today, that's up to about $435, $480 for larger batteries. Compared to diesel, much more expensive. And they say it raises serious questions on how they can balance budgets and remain fiscally responsible. And they go on to say the infrastructure, about how they would set that up with charging and having everything. And then they go on to say, in this, it is our hope that New York State considers significant changes with the mandate or potential repeal, given the realities around the EV bus rollout that's now abundantly clear.
We have an energy problem in this state and in this country.
Yeah.
With the fact that they say that line is, where is it? I was just looking at it. It says that we are, infrastructure challenges. We are at a near maximum capacity when it comes to adding further EV buses because there's not adequate power to support broader expansion. That means if you want to add other things that require more energy, whether it be a bus or something else, they can't do it because they're at maximum capacity for energy, regardless of if it's a bus or not. This is an energy supply problem. The fact that we can't just make this switch is concerning.
And the other thing is that they talk about just the whole process of doing it. So school law requires bus purchases, including EVs. The public decides this, referendums. We have some of these, and some of these have been rejected recently because of the backlash and talk over the buses.
Yeah.
They say they've been provided zero guidance as to the steps to be taken should the referendums fail. Understanding the next steps, what those would look like if a prop for buses. That's essential for district planning, short and long term.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole the state energy wing, NYSERDA. They've got all the pages about how this came about and what it can do, talking about it's the equivalent of removing 180,000 cars from the road. It says it can generate 250,000 in climate and health benefits. 200-mile range. They say 49 buses or 49 states already have some of these electric buses. And there was a recent story done in Syracuse with the CNY Central Station. They said more than 450 districts already working with NYSERDA on fleet electrification plans. That's about 2/3 of all the districts in New York. And they say most of these can travel 100 to 200 miles. Most routes can be covered even in colder or rural districts.
Yeah, man. And I think it's for sure areas like, Fairport or Webster, where you're going shorter distances. Even Henrietta probably. But Naples, I get it. You're going longer distances.
Lyons,
right?
Ontario, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So longer distances. You get in Wyoming County, sometimes you're going 50 miles.
Yeah.
Just to pick one kid up, So I kind of get it. Like, I think I see it from both sides. I think it's important that we don't have 30 buses all in a line just pumping out carbon dioxide from diesel fuel. Because I remember as a kid walking and like coughing as you walk by the buses because it's just puffing in your face and you're like 8 years old, and you're like, you think an 8-year-old should be just huffing diesel fuel?
It's a lot. Or I remember running. For some reason, it stands out when I was at Syracuse, early morning runs and passing by the buses and just, I mean, even here when you're just out and about. Right. But the whole big thing is they're like, 2027, next year, 2030, is going to be here.
It's quick. Coming very fast.
There's even some legislation, probably a long shot bill in Albany, some lawmakers, and Josh Jensen, a local assemblyman's a sponsor on it, allowing districts to opt out.
Yeah.
So we'll see that happens. But this just on our radar, and we've got our News 8 team looking at it. But I mean.
Yeah, and just let's all remember that we were literally just a few days ago complaining about how high our energy bill was.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what's going to take more energy? Charging buses.
On the grid. And this is, I mean, they're talking about 2 buses.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the average fleet?
How about this?
30, 50?
Let's put 100 solar panels on top of every bus garage and put a battery in the bus garage. That, you know what I mean? Like, there's a small solution that would probably help charge a couple of buses. You know, like we need the solutions, I think.
I know. And they're just like, we need some guidance. And I know
you can't just throw this on us without giving us a solution in New York State. I think that's what a lot of the schools are saying. Like, we're willing to try this. We're putting it up to the vote. Even the people are saying we don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think the schools are trying their best effort, and I think they're being genuine about it and kind of showing off the challenges.
Yeah, I think it's just realistic takes.
Right.
I
think that's what it is.
What are we going to do next? But that's something we'll keep following. Have more coming up for you today. More on the pod. Second cup of sunrise. Come. Back here on the pod, second cup of sunrise. I see James over there on his laptop. I want to talk about something that's coming. So Apple, if I can get this video going, rolling out its new MacBook pre-orders. So you can start getting them today. The company says the latest laptops loaded with AI capabilities work 4 times faster than previous models. 24-hour battery life, double the storage. The new MacBooks on store shelves next week. Price going for $1,099.
It's not too bad.
No, I was thinking, I was like, what did my phone cost?
That should be $2,000.
I know. Use a laptop like at home quite a bit.
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Yeah. For weather. Look at weather models and things like that, which I could do from my phone, but it's much easier on a bigger screen.
We have a Chromebook, years old, and I might use it once a quarter, every 3 months.
Really?
Yeah. And it's only when, like, if I'm doing some document or application on my phone or something and it says it's not capable or it's not loading right, then I will get up there and do it on my laptop. Or if I'm getting plane tickets or booking something, sometimes I'll use that.
Doesn't your wife do some work from home and stuff?
She does. She's got a work computer.
Okay.
So it has that. And that is like, stay away, girls. This is state property. Yeah. Lots of sensitive stuff on that.
Right.
Stay away from this one. Yeah, so she has one, and it's work computer at my desk, and then hardly anything on the laptop. And we have an old iPad too, and I hardly use that now that I've upgraded my phone finally, because it's quicker and works with that. Everything right on the phone.
My wife's got the Apple computer.
Yeah?
She loves it, and she uses it every day to write reports.
People who do have it. I've never had MacBook have that. One thing we like to do is go to the zoo, and it's a bittersweet time for the otter pups.
Yeah.
They're historic, by the way. So it was a trio of otter pups born at the Seneca Park Zoo last year, and they're going to be leaving. Misty, Ivy, Zweigel, they were the first North American river otter pups ever born here. Their mom, Ashki, came in 2020. Dad, Gary, joined in 23. They're part of the zoo's partnership with the AZA, the Species Survival Plan. So they'll be going to other zoos, they're just fine. And then eventually the hope is that they will grow the population, have pups of their own.
Yep.
So you can still go see them before they leave. Mom and dad will stay here. And they are hopeful that maybe some other pups will be coming. This video we have, it's a rarity to see them fully out and about, even in the snow, going. Because that's whenever you go to the zoo, it's once you get past the turtles and the fish, first thing there on your left, you run up to the glass, and the girl's like, let's see the otters. and they're never there.
Yeah. No.
And then you go inside by the python, and it's like run up to the glass. It's just water.
Yeah, I know. And that's what it is. It's like weird, like leaves floating in the water. You're like, oh, that's too bad. So otters are amazing creatures. I saw them a couple of times, actually. I think I might even have a video on my phone of them sledding down the snow one time. Years ago, I went there and saw them sledding, and they're pretty cool. So otters used to be much more common in the 1800s, and then were killed almost to extinction because of the fur, because the fur was very desired. But then laws passed in the early 1900s basically made that illegal. And then there was a river otter project for the Genesee River led by the New York State DEC in 1995. So basically and Seneca Park Zoo was part of this as well. So for 5 years, they took them from other places, which is kind of funny. And then brought them to the Genesee River, 279 otters across 16 sites in Western New York. 280, yeah. And then they put them on the river. And then they just went crazy. They continued to explode. You don't see them too much often during the day because they're mostly nocturnal. Wintertime, you have a better chance of seeing them. But they're great for the environment. Apex predators, they eat almost anything they can catch, fish, crayfish, frogs, and things like that. And they just help the environment. They're what's called an indicator species because you want to always, protect the top of the food chain. And so, you see them more and more. I've seen video of them out of like Lima area. You can see them in Letchworth State Park as well. So it's pretty cool to see these animals.
I didn't know all
in
that.
The wild.
I like the history. I don't think I've seen one in the wild. And it's certainly not here.
I mean, how often are you spending in the wild hanging on the Genesee River? You got to be there.
Well, I mean,
often.
like, would they be by the Erie Canal somehow? End up? I don't know.
No,
how would the water be blocked?
They'd be along the river.
I mean, I've run occasionally in mainly races or something on the Genesee River, but to peak. Funny story about the otters here. When Stephanie was a reporter, when we were both at Channel 10, she went out to do some story at the zoo, and she was holding her camera, and the lens cap fell off.
Oh,
not the cover, but the big square box around the camera.
Sure.
And it ended up in the water, and they took it and they started playing with it.
Oh, the otters.
The otters. So she had video of them just laying on their back, just fumbling around with the camera piece, and have that. Funny. So it's a bit of a fun story there.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
If you want to see them, look for their tracks, paired footprints, long troughs in mud or snow where they might have slid onto their bellies into the water. Otters repeatedly use specific prominent rocks or points of land as toilets. These sites often contain scat filled with fish scales and shell fragments where they eat and poop. So look for that.
Pride Rock.
And Letchworth State Park is a popular spot. Belmont Dam and wetlands south of Wellsville. They've been spotted.
Noted.
We'll
have that. We will have that on the docket to look for.
Do you think they're going to fill that what do you call it, spot for them at the zoo? It's probably going to
they have
empty for now, right?
The two mom and dad. So they've had 5. I don't know if I've seen. I have. We went recently. I would have seen them.
So there's still the mom and dad there.
Yeah, and they're still going to get them. Yeah. So that was Ashky and Gary, I believe, on the names. Yeah. There's a world cheese competition happening now, of course, in Wisconsin. The judges going through 3,375 types competing for the title of world champ to crown that. People there get free samples. They can just stand around and sit and watch people sample cheese. You got a favorite or a least favorite?
I love blue.
You love blue.
I love it. Crumbly blue, gorgonzola. The stinkier, the better.
Is there one you say pass?
That I would pass on? Probably
I'm not a soft cheese guy.
You don't like brie?
No, not brie. They'll have that like Mother's Day or Easter, like little appetizers, and it's like brie and like honey or cheese or fruit or something. I can't do it.
I don't like the cranberry ones, the ones that have fruit in them.
Ooh, I love cranberry, blueberry. Put that on it with like goat cheese like around it. Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
Little flavor.
There you go.
Plain. Have that. Final weather here before we get out. You got about 20 seconds or so.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see here. So the sun's already coming out. So that is nice to see. I think it's going to be a really gorgeous afternoon. We're going to go outside today and be like, it's spring.
Short shorts.
It's going to be a nice day today. Tomorrow stinks. That number's, look at it. I keep bringing the high temperature down.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
it was 40s this morning on the show,
was stuck in the 30s now. Yeah. I just pulled it down. Yeah, I think it's 30s all day. Friday's a little bit better, cloudy, low 50s, and then here we go. Weekend's going to be fun. I like Sunday actually better. I know it's cooler, mid 50s, but more sunshine on Sunday. And Saturday, we're talking storms.
Springtime. It's like April there. For sure. Barely getting halfway through March. See you on the TV at noon. Back here tomorrow for The Pod.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 on demand. Plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.